Oh boy, today's actually a pretty big day. And that's why the title of this video is Lessons from My Montclair Flip, closing today after 21 months. Really? Yes, really. It's quite unfortunate. But I mean, again, I'm always looking to just get to the table. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer than you would think as a house flipper. My name is Jonathan Green. I run an off-market property acquisition firm called Streamline Properties. I've been investing and flipping properties for more than 30 years. I grew up doing it with my dad even before I was 18. And I run an on-market team called Streamline Properties On Market, brokered by eXp Realty, which does the listings, which I list my own properties. But whew, I closed this property in March of 2010 for $340,000. And I think videos like these are good for investors because I know what I'm doing, and this was a train wreck. Do you hear me? I know I've been doing this for 30 years, and it took me 21 months to close a 2-bedroom, 1-bath flip. Not because there was anything wrong with the house. I mean, I did fix a lot. We fixed the foundation, we redid everything. And I'll just put the link up top. You can look at the preview video that I did when I first listed the property there. It's a great property. It was an amazing house. The buyer's getting a great house. But let me give you some lessons from this 21 months that I learned. These are in no order. I don't even have them written down, so we're just going to go through them. Or they're just some disaster particles. Picked a first contractor, fired the contractor, thankfully picked up another contractor who closed the job and did everything that we needed to for them to do, and the place looks phenomenal. And to be honest, they did an okay job. The first contractor to start just wasn't a good match, but shout out to Joe Vercio of Alpha Renovations. I'll drop that link in the bottom in the comments for coming through and producing an amazing renovation. I mean, I don't know, pats to myself and my project manager, Jenny, for coming up with kind of design ideas and working through them and then having them execute them. But I mean, when you look at something that takes 21 months and you want someone to blame, there's lots of people I could blame. Could blame the township, could blame providers that didn't work. The thing you have to remember in real estate is I'm an investor. I own the property in my LLC. It's all my fault. Let's just be honest. It doesn't matter if someone's screwing me over, they have some vendetta, or things are taking too long, or there's a supply chain issue, or COVID, which did happen during this entire thing. Remember, I closed in March of 2020. Then COVID hit. I didn't even start work until 3-4 months later. So I was already delayed. But I've made so many blunders, but still, in the end, I'm going to do okay. You know, probably not as well as I would hope, paying the taxes in Montclair for that long. But look, we changed electricians, we changed contractors, we got in fights with lots of people. And again, that's why I have a project manager as a buffer, because I get mad too easily. Like, a lot of things are outside of the control, and it's easy for us to blame the providers, but some things are outside of the providers. You know, there's nothing they can do. When we're waiting 8 weeks for a permit, we're just waiting on the town. Anybody? Yes, it happens. It's pretty crazy. But in the end, the property's fantastic. I love that it's being transferred to just the perfect buyer for the house. And I'll just go over a couple things where I think I went wrong in either marketing or what I did. You know, originally when you're looking at a property, this is a property that's a 2-bed, 1.5 bath. It has a crawl space, not a basement, and it was very hard to get agents and buyers to understand that the basement, which we had a specific name for, is not a basement. It doesn't even connect to the house that way. You have to go outside, and it's just not, you would have to spend so much money to redo a basement like that no one should ever do it, because you'll never get any value out of it. So we moved the stackable high-end washer and dryer to the first floor bathroom, and the basement is just basically utilities. You know, it's just nothing special. And it's really a crawl space. So we would call it a crawl space. But again, as we did multiple showings over 2 different listing times, you know, you get a lot of weird feedback. I think the weirdest feedback I got on this was my client is short. They can't reach the microwave. The microwave was like regular height again. So the thing is, the modern buyer is looking for certain things. This was a 2-bed, 1.5 bath, and really we originally staged the second bedroom as an office because it wasn't that big. But that was probably a mistake also. You know, you live and learn every time that you do a flip and you stage it and you market it. And I also really crapped the bed pretty seriously when I first listed the property. It was done, finally got it out there. I listed it at $499, thinking I was going to get $550 because I had sold the comp on Walnut Street for $550, a 2-bed, 1-bath. So I was pretty confident, apparently overconfident. So I put it out at $499, and we got an offer at $499. But I didn't want $499. So then I looked stupid and I had to say, no, I don't want that. And then because we had people sniffing around and they were thinking about it, I put the price up to $550, which is what I wanted to get. That looked stupid. So we did end up getting a couple offers that came in below a cash offer for a high amount, but I just wasn't feeling it. Then I decided to Airbnb the property. Great idea in theory, probably would have been super, would have done really well. But again, I had to sit myself down as an investor and say, do you really want to hang on to something that you've held on to for so long, or do you want to remarket it, figure out what you did wrong? And Jenny and I sat down and figured out what we did wrong. We adjusted the second bedroom to be a bedroom, and we added a fence for the outside. The house has a side yard, as you'll see in the video. And the side yard, people were saying there's no backyard. It's like, there's a side yard that's bigger than most backyards. And PS, you also get 4 parking spaces that you can rent, 3 of them if you're only one person. So their income producing possibilities are great. Location is great. It's on the corner of Central Ave and William Street in downtown Montclair, right near the Quick Check and the bike shop off of Valley. The location's great. I feel like this buyer is going to love the house. But when I look at it, like, I'm just thankful it's closing. After 21 months, we're still messing around with the town on things. And this is really these days how it goes. And you're kind of beholden to do what they say, and you just try to keep doing what they say, even if you have to do it over and over. But look, 21 months later, I'm still going to close. I followed it through. I didn't give up. I would say, were there times that maybe I should have wanted to give up? I think there are times that somebody else might have given up, but I didn't. I knew I had money sunk in the deal and I didn't want to give it up. So now when we close, I am able to get a big chunk back, obviously, from what I had down, plus the improvements that I made. But am I going to make as much a profit as I had hoped? Probably not. But, you know, if you don't lose money, you're still winning more than you would if you lost money. So I don't think I made a ton on this project, but I had a lot of fun. Hopefully enjoyed watching the other video. Some of the other errors I made were just more in overestimating how many people would be interested in a 2-bed, 1.5 bath. I thought it was perfect. Like, I was thinking, you know, for a single person or a couple, like, wow, this thing could really be perfect. And then you could hang on to it or do what you want. But what happens is when you put that on the market, a lot of people who are looking to spend that $500 to $550 in Montclair, they're trying to squeeze into the house. So we got a lot of people who saw it and then said it's too small, when clearly it was marketed as the way it was. 2 bedrooms, it's not big. This is the floor plan sitting right there. So buyers don't really, they're just trying to get a deal, but they can't, of course it's not big enough. You know that it has 2 bedrooms when you come in to see it. So I don't know. One thing the original title for this video was, I just closed the flip in Montclair today, and guess what I did? Nothing. Because the truth is, as an investor, I'm not emotionally attached to the properties. I really like what I do when I'm flipping. It brings me a lot of aesthetic satisfaction and joy. I like transferring it to a new buyer who really appreciates it. But like, we were there today, Jenny and I, just cleaning stuff out, and like, neither of us really cared to, you know, get one last look. You know, I took one photo, posted it on Instagram, at Trust Green, by the way, green with an E at the end. And that's it. I just walk away, glad to transfer it to somebody else. And it's a business, you know, you got to move on to the next one. If I was so emotionally attached, I probably would have lost more money on the project instead of just segmenting the things that were happening and figuring out what worked and what didn't. So as with every flip, I'm going to take a bunch of what I learned and move forward. But I think after I finish this next flip that's going in Verona right now, I might take a little break from flipping. I'm kind of interested in this Main Street commercial activity right now. So look forward to a video on that. But that's it, 21 months later, finally closing this deal in Montclair. If you watch the old video, you'll see the ride, and there's tons and tons of pictures on the Instagram. But thanks for stopping by. Our YouTube channel is going to grow dramatically in 2020. I'm making about 5 videos a week, all on the weekdays, and trying to get you good information that's here to help investors, buyers, sellers not make the mistakes that others are making in the marketplace. Have a great day.